Waiting for the people to come over from the other stream here. Sorry about that. Sorry about that very much. Don't know what kind of poop in the bed YouTube's doing today, but that's never actually happened before. We're on episode 18 of this, and that's actually never happened. So what you got to do is you set up a live stream, and you can schedule one. And I always spend I've got all this time spent scheduling the live stream, and then all I got to do, I do that the night before, and so you guys can see it, and you can plan on being here and everything like that. But then when I get to the actual stream itself, all I got to do is go to the YouTube app. All I got to do is go to the YouTube app and hit live, and then hit scheduled stream, and then I hit my stream, and then it says go live with the scheduled stream. Boom, and everything's already set up. Show notes are there. I spent an hour last night putting these stupid show notes together and making this awesome thumbnail that now you can't even see. So E.T., Marco, Randy, thank y'all very much. Oh, that's frustrating. That's frustrating to spend some time doing that stuff, and then your stream doesn't pan out. Regardless, I will absolutely have all the links that I had over there, over here now. It just wasn't showing up. And it was a YouTube problem. It wasn't my phone problem because I checked it on multiple devices. So, I don't know. I don't know what happened, but you're here now. Thank you very much for being here. 7 of you here are live. We're right here, high atop a wonderful, partly cloudy, winds light and variable, Columbia, Tennessee. Very nice mid-December day. I hope that your Christmas season is going well. It is Friday the 13th, but it's in December, so it doesn't count, right? I guess not. We're going to be looking at slip joints today, and I'll let people start getting in and streaming in before I get started. Thank y'all very much for coming over from the other stream. I was just explaining that YouTube just didn't work. I don't know what it was. Just wasn't working very well today. So really appreciate it. I just wanted to spotlight these little guys right here. I finally was able to get my hands on some of these little Zero Feud pouches. These are the CUP, or Compact Utility Pouches. And very, very cool. E.T., man, thank you very much for all the... thank you very much for... hold on. I got my iPad is going crazy. What is it with technology today and this week in general? Good night. I'm going to have to get into a better mood. Here we go. I'm going to have to psych myself up and get in a better mood here. All right. It's a beautiful day. Well, it's not really beautiful. But going to Christmas at my friend's house and stuff like that. Hey, Bullseye Ben. Holy cow, we got 47 people watching. Very, very nice of y'all to have come along here. I've got the Zero Feud pouches here, and I've got, these are tiny little suckers, and I was able to get my hands on 2 of them. These are 20 bucks a piece. There's the OD green. I love that OD green. Bullseye, thank you very much for saying like and subscribe. If you are in the stream, there's 51 of you in the stream right now. If you're streaming right now, like and subscribe, please. I would love to have you as a subscriber. I would love to, I would be honored to have you as a subscriber. But yeah, Steven, welcome very much. I'm starting to think that because YouTube, so I had a little hiccup at the beginning. You'll notice that my original stream might still be on YouTube, but it wasn't showing up for me. So I don't know what was going on. It's never done that, but absolutely. Go Bullseye, you make outdoor content too. Go out and subscribe to Bullseye. And you know what? Subscribing doesn't cost you anything. I'm not asking for your money. I'm asking for your views. I'm asking for your eyeballs necessarily, and your time maybe to watch a little bit. But this is one of those really awesome things that we've got going on. So, Jaybird, hey, from Texas. Very nice to have you here. Really appreciate you being here from Texas. Sound off in the comments where you're watching from. And also, while you're doing that, be sure to hit that like button because that gets people here. So, I've got 2 little patches right here. I love Nintendo stuff. This is the guy. If you recognize that guy, tell me who that guy is. I know who the guy is, but you've recognized that guy. Of course, we all recognize that, but recognize that right there. Steven, thank you so very much, man. You are so nice. But since we are talking about slip joints today, I thought I would start off by talking about these little Zero Feud pouches that I got. And here is my little setup. And I am seriously thinking about challenging myself to only carry something like this for the entirety of 2025. What do you think? Is that crazy? Is it not? Would that work? I have no idea. But what we're going to be looking at is slip joints. Doing any AR builds? No. This ain't a gun channel. I've got a friend, a very good friend, who does a good gun channel here in Middle Tennessee, and they cannot get monetized. They've got 15,000 something subscribers, and they cannot get monetized. I'm honestly a little scared to do gun content. I've got an excellent episode filmed and ready to go on what I would carry to the range as far as a pistol range or a rifle range, but I'm afraid to post it because there's me shooting a gun in it. So I don't know how people would do that. I don't know how people would respond to that. Or I know how people would respond. I don't know how Google would respond to that. So yeah, YouTube is absolutely dreadful as far as gun content is concerned, as far as monetizing, people making money off of that. So I kind of don't want to ruin it, and I kind of don't even want to mention weapons like that, even though huge fan, absolutely huge fan. But Jeff, I actually am building an AR right now, which is actually really cool. Again, with the guy that owns that channel. Let me see if I can remember the name of the channel. Perilous Alliance. Go check out Perilous Alliance. Don't click off the live stream, but go check out Perilous Alliance on YouTube. They got really good stuff, and maybe they can start making their money in other ways instead of ad revenue. You can still put gun content on YouTube. You just have to have other methods to do it, because the advertisers won't advertise on your video. Let's see here. I've got a slip joint. One of my most favorite slip joints is the Ultim Tactile knife. It's spelled Bexar, but it is also called the Bear. It's actually from a Texas kind of thing. Angelo, Kathleen, welcome in. I love this clip point kind of Bowie style blade. Look at the subtle indentations right there. Jaybird, a cowboy EDC. Now that would be interesting. That would be interesting. Cowboy EDC. Jaybird rather. Tell me what would be in your cowboy EDC. Tell me what would be in there. This is just one of the slip joints I like. I love how thin this one is. This is a really good carry, and I just wanted to show you that. I'm not going to show you anything else in here, but that's just kind of my little Zero Feud carry. I got a yellow one, and then I got the green olive drab green version right there. But that is one of those kinds of things. I wanted to get my hands on these. These are super small, about the size of a wallet. In fact, my wallet, let's see here. My wallet is actually just a tad smaller. I have a Belroy card pocket. It's just a tad smaller than that. So yeah, Zero Feud, check them out. I wasn't able to figure it out, figure out how to get those, but they restocked those. They've got a bunch of different colors of those. All right, my tied for first favorite slip joint knife. Anybody know what this one's called? It's a case, of course. What do you think about this one right here? It's got the tested XX on there. And what do you think about this? Let me open it up for you. You got this nice little, and it does have actually a frame lock on there. And this is called the Case Rust Lock. This is my father, or was my father's knife. God rest his soul. He died several years ago, but this is actually a lock right here. So it's not going to go anywhere. This is one of the few, one of the few that I've seen. I'm sure there's a ton, there's a million versions of case knives, but this is one of the few that I have seen that I've actually owned, obviously, that locks into place. And so really dig that blade right here. Dwayne, Jeff, let's see, Ron ordered the Remet. Remet is a brand that I need to get in touch with for sure. I need to get me something from them. I need to absolutely do that. Yeah, I hope everybody's having a good day. I love the yellow bone on this. And don't exactly know what kind of bone that is, but this one is called the Case Rust Lock. and it's really, really cool. This used to be my dad's. Very neat. Kind of got that flare on the ends. He loved this knife. In fact, my dad actually was the one that got me into knives and EDC, and so I've been carrying a knife since I was probably in grade school, since I was probably in 7th or 8th grade, probably when I shouldn't have been carrying a knife at school, but I still did it, and he got me into that, and so this was one I remember him carrying. This is actually not that old. It's it's like late 90s, I believe, not even that. So it's not even really that old, probably about 25, 30 years old, but it's actually very, very cool. And yeah, Steven, it is nice. I've got, you know, if you have not checked out my dad's EDC video, what he carried, he was a general contractor, construction manager for like 40 plus years. And he died in 2022. Right in January, like it was the brand new year. He died a couple of days after his birthday. His birthday was on January 2nd. He died on January 4th. And so, yeah, it's very nice to remember him. I will never sell this, ever. I'll sell any of these other knives, but I'm never going to sell this one. Absolutely. Go check out my dad's video. The dad's EDC video actually is what propelled me to start, or rather restart, this channel. And it's why I'm doing what I'm doing today. So, love you, Dad. Miss you. Anyways, anybody know what this one is? Check this one out. I love, love, love this one. I picked this one up at a, I've picked this one up. Hey, Steven, my condolences to you. I know it was 10 years ago this month, but at the same time, it always seems to happen in like around the holidays, around January, February time frame. I know that working at a church, I know that we have a lot of deaths around when it starting getting cold and stuff, and I don't know why that is. That's just strange to me. It's a strange phenomenon. This one right here, Jaybird, you asked, what do you think about buck knives? Oh yeah, you know, I think I only got one little tiny buck knife, and that's it. It's like a little slip joint, and that's the only buck knife that I like. But between Buck and Essie, man, there is a huge fandom for buck knives, and absolutely wanted to I want to hit on those one day. I want to talk about buck knives and different things like that on the channel one day for sure. This is what I love about the live streams. You guys give me plenty of ideas. I have a stack of ideas already, but you guys give me ideas on what you want to hear for sure. And I'm doing it for two reasons. This channel for two reasons. I'm doing it for the stuff that I want to do first and foremost, but then I'm doing it for stuff that you want to hear. So back to slip joints. This little guy is called the switcheroo. Check this out. You pull down on the bottom right here. I just thought, look at that. It's kind of got this mechanism where you pull it and it opens up. This is the Sarco, S-A-R-C-O switcheroo. And it's a pretty decent little neat blade. You just push it back in and it goes back in. Kind of like a little switchblade. You can just kind of pull it out like that. Pull it in, pull it out. It's got a pretty neat action. And this one is, I believe, 1960s or 70s. Yeah, absolutely. Buck 110, skinning deer, replaceable blade skinning knives. You know, I'm not really sure about the replaceable blade knives. I'm wondering if I should probably do an episode on replaceable blade knives. I saw one that was very intriguing yesterday in an outdoor store. And I actually thought about getting it for my father-in-law. I needed to get my father-in-law a little extra, like a smaller gift or something. And he hunts a lot, and I go hunt with him sometimes. In fact, I'm going to be doing that this weekend. But yeah, I don't think Derp Wolf, this is not a buck. This is a Sarco. That's what it says. S-A-R-C-O is the name brand of that. Somebody said that maybe Schrade acquired these guys. I'm not really sure. But it's old. This one's old. This one's older than I am. It's probably 45 or 50 years old. But yeah, it's kind of neat. You just pull it out like that. And you can pull it. You don't have to do it quick. You can pull it slowly if you want to. I just thought that was neat. I like quirky little knives like that. That's just who I am. Speaking of quirky little knives, you guys understand this one right here. You know what this is. I want you to tell me if you think this is fake or not. This is a Spyderco. I believe it might be a Delica Mini. I don't know. A Delica Mini or it's not a bug, because a bug is way smaller than this. but it's got these I believe these are FRN scales. They're not G10, they're FRN scales. It's got your standard hole right here. It's got a weird, if you notice on the blade there, it's got a weird grind to the blade. Dwayne, is it called the dragonfly? Is that correct? Can anybody tell me? Because I couldn't find any info. Okay, ET and Dwayne, you both say it's the dragonfly. It says it has, it says Seki Japan on the blade, on the tang right here. And then you've got HAP 40 SUS 410. I assume that's the steel kind that they used. I actually really enjoyed this. I picked this up at just a second-hand store for very cheap. I think it was like 15 bucks. And he said that, oh, he's like, oh, it's worth at least twice that. I was like, oh, well, okay, if it's not, if it's fake. And so I am not a Spyderco expert. In fact, I am the way farthest away from a Spyderco expert that you could ever have. TGV, what's up, dude? Thank you for being here. Dragonfly. Part of my brain is remembering a nut fancy video wherein he reviews a dragonfly. It looks just like that. Okay, all right. So I'm going to go with dragonfly. And this is actually, believe it or not, besides the bug, I actually have a tiny little bug, a Spyderco bug at home. Believe it or not, this is the only Spyderco that I own. Is that a crime? Is that a crime to be an EDC guy and a YouTuber and only have one Spyderco and it be a little tiny Spyderco like this? It's probably a crime. I actually really like this though. Hey, hello world. We're not talking like that. Nope. We're not, you're going to get banned talking like that. So, you got to have a para. Yeah, I do need to get a paramilitary. It's a paramilitary, right? Paramilitary 3. I don't even actually know. I've never preferred Spyderco's. I've never preferred Spyderco's design. I know that sounds so strange, but I just never have preferred it very much at all. And I just really haven't liked them. And so thank you very much thank you for the reporting. Appreciate that. Let's see, Angelo, you don't have any either, Angelo? So I'm not the only freaking one that doesn't have a Spyderco. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only person on earth that doesn't own a paramilitary 3. Or at least the only EDC guy that doesn't own a paramilitary 3. Honto or Han TTO. Hi from Finland. Finland, good grief. What time is it over there, partner? Yeah, absolutely. Let's see, Tanto style blades. I like Tanto style blades. You know, I used to be an almost exclusive Tanto style blade until I found drop points and Bowie styles. I love it. Absolutely love it. Speaking of which, not Tanto style. This is almost a harpoon style blade. But check this out right here. This is one of the more expensive knives that I own, and honestly, I'll be dreadfully honest with you. I did not buy this. Tom, my friend Tom over there from Notorious EDC, he sent this over. This is an all titanium. This has got a M390 blade, I believe, either M390 or, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's M390. This is an exquisite slip joint. And it is got a good pivot on it. It's got it locks in 2 places and it locks down. This bad boy is sharp. And he sent me one of these leather slips with it as well. It looks very, very nice. Joseph, hi from Nashville. Steven, I respect Spyderco, but I sold the 2 I own, just not my thing. Me too. That's me. Now, I've never sold one. No, I take that back. I take that back. I think I bought a full-size Delica and actually sold it the next week to a guy because he wanted it so bad. And I just don't like the design. I just don't prefer it. I don't like the big thumb hole. Even this one. I like this one because it's little. I like little knives anyway. I like this one because it's little, but at the same time, I don't like the large thumb hole on the paramilitary and all the other ones as well. Let's see. Angelo, it's 10:15 p.m. in Finland. Is that what you're saying? You're not in Finland, though, Angelo. Spyderco, if you put a zip tie in the thumb hole, you can make a hook to open it from the pocket. That's interesting. That's very interesting. There will be eventually a Spyderco episode, and I will get me a few Spydercos and talk about how I know nothing about Spydercos in a future video for sure. Let's see here. It's your favorite carry, Dwayne? Hey, not knocking it. I know there's a ton of people that love them. And so, yeah, I'm not knocking it. Let's see. A lone wolf. Hi from, I don't know what flag that is. I believe, is that, I don't know what flag that is. Is it Morocco? Interesting. Very cool knife. Let's see. Oh, trying to get back into Benchmade. I'm trying to get Benchmade as a sponsor. Woof. Good luck with that. Benchmade Griptilian has the same style blade. I have heard so much about the Griptilian. Absolutely have heard a lot about the Griptilian. Here's a very vanilla looking Congress for you. Turkey. Yes, Turkey. Thank you very much for being here. Turkey. Lone Wolf, thank you very much for being here. But the mini Griptilian is fantastic. This is a regular Congress. This is actually my first Congress style, and it's got this kind of bowed, kind of, you know, you see the angle on that. It's kind of bowed in a little bit. I love that. Romanian. We got a Romanian here. We got a Finn, a Turk, and a Romanian in here. How about that? That's super cool. This actually is an exquisite Congress that I got. These are about 80 bucks. You can, and I love that blade right there. Check that out. I've got, you know, one of the first Bullseye, I've got one of the first knives, traditional knives that I ever owned was an old timer. In fact, I didn't bring it with me because it's so beat up. I've had it since I was like, I remember it was a gift in a Bible class, honestly. From one of our teachers. He gave us a Christmas gift, and it was just a small little slip joint old timer. But yeah, a knife is a knife, man. Loved it. Let's see. Oh, gaming. That's so funny. A Romanian, a Finn, and a Turk walk into a bar. That's absolutely right. Oh, if you like small knives and haven't checked out Chris Reeves' Monday, yes, I have. And small Sabenza, then you're doing yourself a disservice. Now, Derp Wolf, here's the thing about a small Sabenza. The cost is obviously the biggest barrier. I will tell you a little story, though. I was walking around Blade Show just this past year, and I literally went and touched one for the first time, because I've never actually touched one, but it's my Grail knife. So my Grail knife is absolutely a small Sabenza from Chris Reeves. And I looked at it, I went and walked around and kept thinking about it. 30 minutes later, I came back and looked at it again. And I said, nah, I'm not going to come back. And I came back the next day, I looked at it again. I looked at this thing 3 times. And the guy actually knew. He's like, are you going to buy this thing or not? And it just wasn't in the budget. I could not drop $550 on a budget knife like that. So, I mean, not a budget, and it's absolutely not in my budget to drop $550 on that. So, one day, I might be getting me a small Sabenza for hopefully cheaper than that. You said 150? 150 where? That's what I want to know. And is it fake is what I want to know. But absolutely, I want to get me a small Sabenza. I have not seen them for less than about 400. People selling them secondhand. And so 103 eBay? Really? eBay 103 on eBay? Is that what you're talking about, ET? Anyways, yeah, please like the vid. There's 84 of you watching, but I wanted to talk to you about a couple of traditional knives and such. This is got a 4-blade Congress on it. Very, very cool, but absolutely awesome. I've only got a couple more to talk about. Ooh, let's talk about this one. Let's see what Brooksy said. I can't carry a knife. Knives are legal where I'm from. You can get fined $500. Yeah. So a little story about that as well. I didn't know this, but I put my pocket knife in my checked luggage and went to New York City for my wife, with my wife, for our anniversary, 15th anniversary. And I've got the pocket clip just showing right here in my jeans, just like you would. And I am walking around, and there's a cop, and he just looks at me, and he goes, you know, I can fine you for that. And I said, excuse me? And turns out you cannot have a pocket knife in New York City. Absolutely. So, ET says there was 103 people. 103 people. Wow, there's 96 watching right now. This is actually probably the most that we've ever had. And I didn't plan this stream, pre-plan this stream. So this is one of those things where the stream messed up on me at first. And I thought, well, nobody's going to watch today. And now 127 people are watching. But I almost got arrested in New York City because I was carrying a blade on me. And so I put it in my knife, but absolutely. So Derp Wolf, you say I've bought several on eBay. They are Sebenza 21s, used, but typically in great shape. I would take one used. I would absolutely take one used. Man, that is just not, I guess I figured, you know how you figure like, oh, well, those will be just astronomical on eBay. So I'm not even going to check. Well, I've never checked about a Sebenza on eBay. So I'm going to absolutely check on that for sure. Let's see. I was in the Navy. Went through security at the airport with a 12-inch K-bar in my laptop bag. I have lost many knives, many pocket knives, to metal detectors at museums. And I don't think I've carried one at the airport. I did get, what was the one I got taken up? It was a little Leatherman multi-tool. I got taken up by TSA one time, but that was easy. So yeah, Australia, in not just Australia, but like in every European country, it is illegal to have a blade from what I understand. Great Britain especially, they're very tough on knives. And obviously guns are completely out of the question for people in Great Britain and Europe and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. Let's take a look at this one right here. This is one of my favorite brands that honestly I have not heard a lot about, and this is the QSP, not the penguin, but the Hedgehog. This is 14C28N blade steel right there. I love the shape of this blade. What shape blade would you call this right here? What shape blade would you call that right there? Cleaver, maybe? It's certainly not a Tanto, certainly not a sheep's foot, right? But what would you call that blade style? I like this a lot. I actually took this camping not too long ago. Yeah, I'd say cleaver too there, ET. But this, look at the green micarta on this thing. Absolutely love it. Cleaver, chef's cleaver. Yeah, this is actually excellent for food prep. Now, the only thing I don't like about it, though, is that the blade kind of pokes it. That's how it sits in there. The blade kind of pokes out a little bit. I do like the lanyard hole. I honestly wish that I could put a pocket clip on this. I wish I could modify it and put a pocket clip on this one. Let's see, ET, you asked how much the Hedgehog is. This thing is about 60 bucks. It's not very much at all. And it's not incredibly small. It's not big, but it's got a very good, very strong pivot on it there. And all sorts of stuff. I just don't like how it pokes out, but I got used to that. I need to find a leather sheath, and I want to show you one, how I carry a leather sheath. Let's catch up on some comments here. Emma Oosley, not going to read your mind, but I'm going to see you later tonight. How about that? That doesn't sound suggestive at all, but thank you for tuning in, Emma. Really appreciate it. Reverse Tantoish or Cleaver. Brooksy, thoughts on knives for self-defense. Okay. My thought from, and I, again, not a combat expert. I was trained in close combat instruction through the United States Marine Corps, but that was 20 years ago. If you are close enough to use a knife, especially something that is like this, if it's 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches, if someone's that close, then the battle is already lost to a certain extent, if you know what I mean. I don't recommend knives for self-defense. You're probably never going to hear that on my channel. I recommend knives for utility, for productive work, for any kind of whittling or farm work that you're going to be doing, all sorts of different stuff. I do not recommend knives for self-defense. Now, can they be used in a self-defense situation? Absolutely. In fact, that's why, and let me ask you this, let me show you this. I forgot that I was wearing this today, but I'm going to take it off my belt here and show you. Yeah, the Hedgehog is incredibly slicey, Dwayne. It is amazing. We need to bring back medieval armor. But check this out. This is going to be featured in my fixed blade episode. So this is a small little fixed blade, and it sits horizontally on your belt like this. So it sits like this, but this thing is super nice. If there ever was any kind, this is the routine from Arena. This is called the routine. It's from Arena, and I love that thing. I've never seen one with a finger hole like that. This is really, really neat. This is very, very economical as well. This is going to be in my fixed blade episode that I'm pretty sure is going to be out before Christmas, although it's going to be too late to buy things for Christmas. But check this out. This is the Arena blades. Arena, I think it's called Arena Knife and Tool. And this is, if you can see on there, the routine. And it's really good. Cold Steel OSS. You're questioning that, or are you questioning what this looks like? Is that what this looks like as a Cold Steel? Cold Steel is another brand, and I love kind of doing this right here. It's kind of like a little fidget. Cold Steel is a brand that I am not incredibly familiar with. I know that they have been around a long time, though. They've been around like 30 years or more, and so very, very cool. But yeah, I would never recommend anything for self-defense, but you better believe if this is sitting on horizontal carry, concealed on my person, and someone assaults me, then the knife is coming out. That's what's going to be the case. I would much rather, and a lot of you probably, especially your gun lovers out there, a lot of you would probably really debate me on this, but I would much rather stab somebody than shoot somebody. I feel like shooting somebody is so much more violent, there's so much more, the laws and everything, the people taking you to court and all this, even if it's self-defense, I feel like there is just a lot more consequences with using a firearm versus using a knife. And so I feel like if I was able to stab somebody and get away, even if it was in their leg or their arm or something, that would not do nearly as much damage as a gunshot wound. And so, yeah, I don't know. Now, Jay Bird, I am from North Alabama, so I'm all about guns. I'm all about carrying guns. I've got one right here with me that I'm not going to show on screen, but at the same time, I still would default right here to a knife, and I wouldn't recommend them for self-defense specifically, but I would highly recommend them for utility, for tools, for use, and everything like that. Derp Wolf, the laws are the same use of force as use of force. Yep, I guess you're right about that. I feel like the damage would not be nearly as bad, though. You know what I mean? Unless I was able to stab somebody in the heart, which I'm not going to do, or the head. Yeah, this is a thought, a train of thought that I don't want to get back on. It's not something that I want to think of. It's mainly the reason why I carry a firearm, so that I don't have to deal with something like that. In fact, I'm gonna shoot to immobilize, but I'm also going to shoot to scare somebody and just buy me time to get out of there, because I really don't want to do it. Yeah, you're right. 100% knives are less lethal, but in the situation can work. You're right. About to say you sound like you're from the South. I am. I'm definitely from the South. I am from North Alabama. A knife is more deadly close in. I think so. I think it could be, depending on where it is. Honestly, I'm going to go after somebody's legs, though. If I'm in a situation where somebody's wrestling me, or if I have access to my knife, I'm going to go after their legs, and hopefully I would just immobilize them enough to get away, not kill them, because the last thing I want to do is kill another human being. But yeah, absolutely. Stabbing someone makes you look like a psychopath to most. Yeah, I would say that that's absolutely the case, right? Several major arteries in the leg and the arms that you would dump out. Yeah. It is a sticky, kind of awful situation that hopefully most of us will never find ourselves in, right? Never find ourselves in. Yeah, Jay Bird, roll tide roll. I was actually born and raised in Alabama, and I'm still an Alabama fan. I was an Alabama fan before Nick Saban, and I will be an Alabama fan long after Nick Saban too. One last knife I want to show you, and one carry option I want to show you, and then I got to go. I'm at my boy's school. I'm about to pick him up right over here. I really appreciate all of you watching. This is Soulbound Leather. This is a really cool little leather slip here. I've had this since the first blade show that I went to about 1.5 years ago. This is the coolest little thing. It's got a very strong clip on it, as you can see, and it's got awesome stitching right here. don't think they sell this one anymore, but check them out. Soulbound Leather. They're not a sponsor or anything like that. I'll try to put a link into it. But I found this one at Smoky Mountain Knife Works. This has become one of my most favorite little slip joints. This is a little silver guy from Beg Knives. Check out the blade shape on this. This is kind of a sheep's foot. Well, it is a sheep's foot. And it's kind of a really cool, it's got a little shield thing right there. But it's absolutely sleek and cool. The seams are just seamless right here on the back spacer, and the scales right here are all kind of this aluminum, polished aluminum silver. Now, I don't know what kind of steel this is in here, but it says it is a JVO design, and so it's got the JVO right there. But I really, really like this blade. I like that belly on there. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the Yonder that just came out, the Civivi Yonder. And so really appreciate all of you guys watching today. We're going to close that up. This is a non-locking slip joint. And Soulbound Leather, I love putting that little thing in the Soulbound Leather. It fits a nice small slip joint. Very, very cool. Crawdaddy 10 says, go Dogs. Hey, the Dogs have got to show up. Now, I want the Tennessee Volunteers to win it all. I don't think they're going to, but I think Georgia has a really good chance to win the playoff this year. E.T., guns are last resort. That's what I was taught. Yeah, I tend to think of that. Some people think that they're a first line of defense. They obviously should be a last line of defense, because the consequences of you actually shooting and killing somebody are, even if it's in self-defense, that's a huge deal. That's a huge deal. Jaybird, you're a Tigers fan. Ooh, okay. I guess you can come back if you want to, Jaybird. Let's see. Gun will cause damage internally, but you got distance. Exactly. Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Love Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Live like 15 minutes from there. Wife has banned me from going. Yeah, I'm actually glad that we're about 3.5 hours away from Smoky Mountain Knife Works, because I would absolutely be, I'd be bankrupt. I'd be in debt up to my eyeballs, absolutely, if I had to Smoky Mountain Knife Works within 15 minutes of myself. Guys, go out and have a great rest of your weekend. Sorry about the stream messing up at the beginning. Really appreciate y'all coming on here. I think this has been our most successful live stream ever. So I might have to just do it spontaneously. Spontaneously. There we go. Spontaneously from here on out. But I really, really appreciate you tuning in. Really appreciate, I got some dust coming into the door here. But thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your weekend. Just want to see your reaction. Love the Longhorns. Okay, there we go. All right, that's better, honestly. We'll see how Texas does. Texas, I don't care who wins the college football playoff this year, because Alabama's not in it. But as long as an SEC team wins it, I'm good with that. As long as we shut up Ohio State and we win it all, I'm good with that. Thank you guys for being here. Really appreciate you tuning in to the live stream today. We try to live stream every Friday. Next Friday will probably be at the same time. Yeah, next Friday should be at the same time, but just keep watching the channel and look for my posts on YouTube to check out when we'll be live streaming again. But I really appreciate it. I do this from my car every Friday because I'm picking up my boy. But absolutely, very, 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 very happy to have all of you on here. Make sure you go check out the latest videos on the channel. I think we have one more video left this year. But Merry Christmas to you all. If I can pray for you, let me know. If I can talk to you about religion or the Bible or Jesus or any of those types of things, that is the ultimate thing. I don't care to talk to you about knives. I love knives, but if you want to talk about Jesus, I'm absolutely here. So email me in my description of the channel. If you want to email me, or if you want to get in touch with me on Instagram or anything like that, please don't hesitate to do that. Absolutely happy to have you on the stream, and I will close it out. Thank you so very much. God bless all of you. Go with God. Have a good rest of your week. Thank you.